Good day, everyone. Halstead Productions here, and it is a wonderful day here on the island of Sodor. Now, before I even begin this video, let me just start by saying I hope you all had a very happy holidays. A Merry Christmas to all who celebrates in the community, and most importantly, a Happy New Year. We've finally made it to 2026, and let me just let you all know that I am very sorry I wasn't able to produce as much content the last few months of 2025. My life got very busy outside of content creating, but I promise that this year I'm going to try and make up for it as much as I can. So, in today's video, as you can see, I'm here at my brand new Knapford Station, which I got for Christmas. I'm just hanging out with Thomas the Tank Engine, as you can see right here. So top of that, the Fat Controller is here as well. And today, I got something for Christmas that I'd like to show you all. And I think you already know where this is going, so let's not delay too much. Let's get right into this video. But speaking of Knapford, I'd like to quickly show you all my Knapford Station layout. What do you think? I tried to keep it simple. You know, the station, the yard. There's a nice little switch over here. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's for future videos. But, over here, this would lead to Thomas's branch line here. A little siding there. Some houses. It's a pretty basic layout, you know. This is going to come in handy for what I have. All right. Sorry. No more confusion and delay. Let's get to the video. Okay, so I understand I'm a bit late, but I'm excited to let you all know that I have some new additions to the 80th anniversary merch, being not one, not two, not three, but four brand new engines from the Classic Pack, being Thomas, Nia, Percy, and Gordon. Now, in terms of the 80th anniversary, I understand I'm late. Technically, since it's 2026 now, the 80th anniversary is over. But it's been a while since, well, as you know, it took me quite some time to get some of the new merch. It's a whole shipping thing. I don't really know how to explain it. But I finally have some more of the new merch, meaning I can soon start production on the brand new spin-off series featuring the new merch. But as you can see, I'm still missing a few engines. Like I mentioned, it's taking them a very long time to get to Canada. It's a whole shipping thing. I don't really know how to explain it. But we have some new engines, and I'm really looking forward to reviewing them and getting them on the layouts. But unlike the last video with the 80th anniversary merch, the set, this video should relatively be a lot shorter since it's just the engines and not a full set. So here's the plan for this video. I'm going to get them out of the box. I'm going to review them. I'll let you know my thoughts and opinions on them, or well, specifically these engines. And then afterwards, near the end, I'm going to get them on the layout, get some nice shots, and we'll have some fun. All right, so without further ado, 1 second, make sure you can see all of them. Let's review the brand new engines. Alright, so, for the first engine, we all know him, we all love him, good old Thomas the Tank Engine. No big introduction needed. Thomas is a tank engine, is at the big station, six small wheels, short stumpy funnel, short stumpy dome, we all know him, we all love him. And for his classic pack, he comes with 2 Troublesome Trucks, which is a little strange to me because you'd think he'd come with Annie and Clarabelle, which is in the 80th anniversary line, right here. Because, you know, Gordon has the Express, Percy has the mail cars. But you know what? I'm grateful for what I have. Without further ado, let's get him out of the box. Let's get a better look at him. All right, we got him out of the box. And, well, since we already know what Thomas himself looks like, since the last review with the set, the only real difference between this Thomas and this Thomas is the face, as you can see right here. Here, I'll get a better look for you. Yeah, so this Thomas, which came from the barrel set, has, just a classic smile. And this Thomas has more of a cheeky expression. We don't really need to talk about Thomas too much. But over here, we have his Troublesome Trucks. So these guys are really interesting looking. They're a little bit dirty here. They have some cargo, which can be removed, just like that. And they have different faces. Talk about paying attention to detail. So yeah, It's pretty basic. It's pretty standard. It's just Thomas with some Troublesome Trucks. I think they might be referring to the iconic moment with, Thomas and the trucks. So I guess that's why he doesn't have any Clarabelle in this pack. But hey, you know what? I'm not complaining. It's pretty good. It's not much to talk about here. It's just Thomas. We've already seen this Thomas before. Here, they'll get a comparison of the other one from the set. Here's the first engine. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so moving on to the next engine. And this is where things get interesting because we've already seen what Thomas looks like and we've already reviewed the 80th anniversary Thomas. Now, we're going to get to review engines we've never seen before. So this time, we get to take our time with this next one because our next engine is Gordon, the number 4 Express engine. Big engine. Express engine? Big engine? What do you call Gordon? Because I know he has 2 names. Is it Big Engine or Express? Let me know in the comments below what you prefer to call Gordon. Express engine, Big Engine, Gordon the Big Express engine, whatever you'd like. So, here's Gordon. Quick thing to note though. You guys ever see those Thomas and Friends factory errors? Gordon has a factory error, and I'm going to give you a second to see if you could point out what it is. Here, I'll give you a second. Do you see it? Take a look at his tender. Now do you see it? Gordon, and quite a few other Gordons in Canada and the US, I believe, the tender sticker is facing the wrong side. Take a look at that. Yeah, so that is a factory error right there. But you know what? We're not going to let that ruin Gordon for us. Let's get him out of the box and have a look. So here's Big G himself. Let's get a good look at Gordon. I do wish I had an older Trackmaster Gordon to compare him to like I did for Thomas and the other engines you'll see in this video. But let's get a closer look at Gordon. Now, despite what a lot of people have said about Gordon and the other 80th anniversary engines, I think Gordon looks pretty darn good. I mean, just look at the details on Gordon. We have the details from his wheels here. I'm not too sure exactly what the name of this part is, but I'll put it on screen for you. I guess his boiler or face is quite big, but, Gordon's face could look worse. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in another video. There's so much detail here. There's his back wheels right there. Gordon looks pretty good to me. The tender, as I mentioned, here's a better look at the factory error. Yeah, no, I took a look on Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. A lot of Gordon's tender, specifically from the classic pack, the sticker is on backwards. Look at that. But don't worry, that's an easy fix. Nothing to worry about. It's all good. It's all good. Nothing to worry about there. So that's your close look at Gordon. Like I mentioned, I would get a comparison like we did for Thomas, and I'll do for the other engines, but unfortunately, I don't have a Trackmaster Gordon to compare him to, so I'll just put him on the screen. On the left, this is important for editing, on the left is the Trackmaster Gordon from I want to say 2013, and over here is the Gordon we have right now on the right. Quite a difference there, isn't there? All right, so that's Gordon. Step aside for a sec. The Express Coach. I mean, hey, that is pretty good for an Express Coach. I won't lie. Here is a comparison to an older Express Coach from Trackmaster. It's not like the newer Trackmaster. This is like the older Trackmaster. Like we're talking like 2000s Trackmaster, roughly around that time. But it looks really good. Would have been cool if there were like seats, maybe like small figures in there. But you know what? I'm a grateful person. I don't like to nitpick about certain things. I like this Gordon. I really like this Gordon. So, here's Gordon, his Express Coach. He looks pretty darn good. Next engine. All right, so for our next engine, we have Percy. And he comes with a mail car and a brake van. Now, I was particularly excited for this one because of the brake van. It's been a while since I've had a brake van, like ever. Let's get him out of the box and have a closer look. So here's Percy out of the box, and I gotta say, out of the engines we have so far, I think I like Percy and Gordon the most. Let's get a closer look at Percy. All right, so here's a closer look at Percy. And just like we did for Thomas, I think you know what we have to do now. Let's do another compare and contrast to a much older Percy. This Percy is from the same year as Thomas was back in 2013. And you could, just like for Thomas, there's a clear difference, like I mentioned. So one of the most noticeable differences, the height difference. That height difference is something. There's, specifically for this Percy, there's a lot more detail, such as, the buffers are colored white running board in Thomas and Friends merch of 2025, or 2026, I should say. There's plenty of more detail. There's actual windows here, unlike this Percy. The whistle is colored, unlike this Percy. And overall, that is quite some difference there. Quite some difference. As a matter of fact, just like for Thomas, why don't we bring it back a little bit more in the later years of Thomas merch? Let's bring out this guy. Yeah, we even got another older Percy. Let me just check the date on this one. This Percy came all the way from 2009. Look at that. So, what do we think? Would you call this a upgrade or a downgrade? What do you think so far? But yeah, overall, Percy looks really good. I think out of all the engines we have so far, I'm liking Gordon and Percy the most. But that's not all. Let's take a look at Percy's mail car. Alrighty, so an item I was most excited for out of all, the mail car. Dude, hold on a second. Why is it blurry? 1 second. Oh, there we go. Dude, what an upgrade. I mean, do I even need to explain this mail car? I mean, I'm speechless. Are you guys seeing this right now? Yeah, sorry for the change in lighting. There's a big cloud that just covered the sun. I was using natural lighting. So let me just fix that 1 second. Yeah, no, sorry about that. This whole time I was using the lighting from the sun out of my window. A big cloud just flew over, so the lighting changed a little. But back to the review. Now let's get a better look at this here. 1 second. Brake van will get to you in a sec. I mean, dude, that is... If there's any merch in this line that got upgraded, it has to be the rolling stock. I mean, this is just a regular, not even a mail car van, just a regular van with a mail car, with a mail logo on it. This is a mail van. In fact, because I know there's a lot of creative Thomas merch custom makers. I don't know that's the word for it. You could literally turn this into a utility van for like the Flying Kipper. How cool is that? Although, this might bother some of you, but, yeah, only one side of the mail van is painted. But you know what? Like I said, I'm a grateful person. I'm not going to complain. I am not going to complain. All right, that fixes my lighting. I don't know why it was blurry for a sec. But to wrap up Percy, here's the brake van, which we'll see another one. It's from Nia's pack. It's a pretty good looking brake van. I mean... The height difference is good. These three models are amazing. And I'm just so happy that I finally have more of the new merch. All right, we got one more engine to go to. And for our last engine from the classic pack, sorry about the lighting. While filming, I lost the blue sky and then a bunch of clouds just came out of nowhere. But for our last engine, we have Nia. And Nia comes with an elephant and another brake van. 2 brake vans. All right, let's get a look at Nia. All right, so here's Nia out of the box. I think it's gonna start snowing again. Yeah, I can tell from the clouds. And okay, enough about the clouds. Here's Nia, and let's get a closer look at her. All right, so here's Nia. I think her model looks pretty good. And just like for Thomas and Percy, I don't necessarily have another one of those round roof vans, except for the orange mail cars, and I guess we could kind of use this fish van if we just kind of, let me see if I can do here. If we turn like this, maybe. You know, that works. Let's compare Nia to this Nia. Now, I can't necessarily say the later years of Nia, since we know that Nia was introduced much, how do I describe this? Much later in the CGI years, not in the Thomas merch line. But let's get a quick comparison of both Nia and the newer Nia. So yeah, whoa, hold on. Let me just fix the camera angle there. So yeah, I mean, like we mentioned before, same basic, details. Height comparison, totally different. Strangely though, the older Nia kinda has a little more detail than the newer Nia. Cause here's why, take a look. The lamp on Nia is painted, or the older Nia is painted. The lamp on the newer Nia is not. Nia's buffers on the older model is more accurate to, CGI Nia. I like how I'm saying CGI Nia, like Nia was ever introduced in like the other series. The buffers on the older Nia are square, more accurate, show accurate than this Nia. Interesting, isn't it? In fact, if you look a little closer, I gotta take Nia up for this one. One second, please. Okay, so here, if you could take a closer look there, interesting, isn't it? There's a little more gold along these parts. She actually has a whistle, unlike this model, but since the cab roof is bigger, we can actually see the windows, unlike the older model. And her face is kind of more detailed. Let me get a closer look myself. Yeah, which face do you guys prefer? Now, the way that I see Nia, in terms of the fandom, she's kind of 50-50, if you get what I'm saying. 50% of the fandom tolerate Nia and see her as a character in the series. The other half can't stand Nia and wish she was never introduced. Now, for me personally, I never really had a problem with Nia. And here's why. Unlike Rebecca, Nia was actually introduced and given a character. To me, or this is just in my opinion, I could see where they were trying to go with Nia as a character. Unlike Rebecca, Rebecca kind of just came out of nowhere and just took Henry's spot, in my opinion. So if you were to ask me how I feel about these two characters, I know this is an old topic. Nobody's really talking about this anymore. I like Nia. I tolerate Nia. And I guess I'll say for the spin-off series, I'm going to try and give Nia... How do I explain this? I'm going to try and give Nia a character that I feel like she could have potentially grown into if she were maybe given more of a story in the later seasons of Thomas and Friends. Or let's say if she was introduced a lot earlier in Thomas and Friends, hypothetically. But there's Nia. Let's get the old Nia back. That's a comparison of both Nias. Getting a side look here, this Nia doesn't look bad, actually, compared to this Nia. There's actually... Oh, wait. I actually forgot another detail. Take a closer look here. On the older Nia... Why is it not... There you go. Focus. On this Nia, you can see her handrails and a little more detail here. On this Nia, you can't. There's a little more details here because her valve gears, that's not what it's called, but I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to call it that because I need a name for it, are painted in or molded into the model, and the new Nia doesn't have those. So strangely, you might call this Nia model, I don't know why it's not focusing, somewhat of a downgrade in some terms, maybe. All right. But overall, I like Nia. To me, I could see where Nia was going. It's just a little bit... The later season of Thomas and Friends as a series was complicated. Let's move on to the other parts of Nia, the new Nia. Oh, and we can't really compare anything here. I was just using this as reference. Here is what Nia comes with. She comes with a elephant, which you can remove. Here's the elephant. The elephant's head can move, so that's going to be fun. Remember the last time there was an elephant on the line?
Cried the elephant. Water went all over Henry. Poor Henry.
That did not go well for Henry. But you could use this as a cargo van, or you can also put the elephant back on. Here, I like to be as specific as possible in these videos. To put the elephant back on, you just make sure the holes go into the tab. Just like that. There's your elephant. And another brake van. We already seen the brake van. We don't need to talk about it too much. But there is Mia. And that concludes all the classic engines. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are all the engines I got for Christmas from the 80th anniversary classic pack. Now, as you can see, as I mentioned earlier in the video, we're still missing a few engines. We're missing this specific James with the milk tanker, or just tanker in general. I assumed it was milk. We're also missing the Flying Scotsman and Duck. I've yet to see those guys in Canada yet. I'll keep you guys updated on my Twitter. Let's just hope they show up. And with the engines I have so far, I'm still able to start the spin-off series. So, there you have it. That's what I wanted to show you. I've been planning on releasing this video since last year, since like right after Christmas, actually. Actually, I got a little bit sick after Christmas. My nose was a little stuffy and my throat was killing me. But as you can see, I feel much better. And while I have you here, I guess I'll say thank you all so much for tuning in, sticking with me for another full year. It's been 2 years, roughly, since I've been making content here on Entertainment on Sodor. You could just see how much I care about Thomas and Friends. You know, Thomas and Friends has always been one of my favorite series, one of the first series I've ever grown up on. Let me just clarify. The merch looks fantastic, right? People are entitled to their opinions. I know a lot of people aren't big fans of the new merch, but personally, this is just what I think. I love the new merch. It's a huge upgrade. I appreciate, some acknowledgement to the 80th anniversary to the Railway series. It means a lot to me. I honestly can't wait to see what happens next year. I know next year. You see, this is why this video was supposed to be released last year, 2025. I can't wait to see what happens to Thomas and Friends in 2026. It's looking interesting. We'll find out later on in 2026, this year. Yeah, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to keep you here too long. Thank you again so much for tuning in. Have a happy New Year's. Hope you had a happy holidays. And I've made a schedule that will help me make videos relatively a lot quicker for myself, my own personal schedule. Some more videos should be on the way throughout this month, throughout next month. Just have a little bit of patience. I'm just a human after all. I'm still a person. I still have school, high school. Life can be busy sometimes, but I promise, anytime I don't upload, there's not a moment I'm not thinking about this channel and all of you. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for your patience. I'm back. I'm here to stay. Brand new content, brand new videos, new episodes of the Really Useful Tales, first episodes of my spin-off series coming up soon. And to end this video, I'm going to show you all a collage of images I've took around the layout with the new engines. Look carefully because I've left an Easter egg for another project I'm working on. Similar time with the spin-off series, but there's another project I have in mind. So while you're looking at the collage, look carefully in the images. You might see a little Easter egg. By the way, I fixed Gordon's tender. I actually have another Gordon that I forgot to mention earlier. Let me just borrow Gordon for a sec. Just a heads up, good news and bad news. I fixed the problem with his tender, as you can see. That's the good news. The bad news, the color is slightly different. I don't know if you could tell on camera, but me standing here right now, this Gordon is a darker blue than the tender from the other Gordon. Please let me know if that's going to be a problem. If you guys don't mind, if you do mind, I love your criticism. I love your feedback. It helps me be a better content creator. Comments are always open. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future content, anything you like, anything you dislike. I'm all for it. Quick thing I forgot to mention, from Amazon, I picked up this little Thomas because I haven't seen any of the new diecast push-along Thomases as you see on the screen here. So this is the best I could do. This is for the Mattel 80th anniversary. Here's Thomas. Let's get a look at him. There we go. I really like this Thomas model. This Thomas model also has a classic one and a Railway Series one, which I would love to get my hands on, but this is the best I can do since they're not in stores anywhere. So I got this off of Amazon. Comes with two Ruby trucks. So that's carts, I say. Ruby carts. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's just a small thing I wanted to show you all. Hey, future All-Star Productions here. Little detail I forgot to mention about the Ruby Thomas. I got that since October. Yeah, I purchased that off of Amazon since October. Just thought I'd let you know. So as always, thank you all for tuning in. If you're able to, please like and subscribe if you're a Thomas fan just like I am. And I'll see you all in the next video. Coming soon. I promise. Coming soon. Take care, everyone. And for his classic pack, he comes with 2 Troublesome Trucks, which is a little strange to me because you'd think he would come with Annie and Clarabelle, which is a part of the 8AF. Wow. Holy stutter. Oh my gosh. Good old Thomas the Tank Engine. No big introduction needed. Thomas is a tank engine, lives on the island of Sodor, short small wheels. Short small wheels. Short small wheels. That makes total sense. No big introduction needed. Thomas is a tank engine, lives at the big station, 6 small wheels, short stumpy double, oh my gosh. So, here's Gordon. He has it, holy stutter. Here's Gordon. He has his express engine. What? Now, the way that I see these stutters, man, good gosh. Oh my gosh, these stutters are gonna be the death of me.